Here's why I have stopped working with brands, and maybe you should too. Now, I feel lately I've been stopping doing a lot of things on this channel, but all for good reason. Because if you are a content creator like myself, or you're thinking about getting into it, or you just started, I really think we need to have a conversation about how we treat our relationships with brands. Now, let's say you're just starting out and you want to start working with brands because, that's it's a really great way to turn up and start talking about a subject. For me, for example, it was photography and videography, kind of camera gear related. So talking about brands is a great way to get views, to get attention. But we have to examine, is that the right attention? Because if you're building a business, and I guess this is what it all comes down to, is that attention helping you or not? So this is where the conversation really needs to take place, is that I think a lot of people get into YouTube or Instagram and think, right, how can I start working with brands? So at the beginning, you will get, if you start a YouTube channel, you will get emails from companies about whatever you're working in, whatever field you're working in. So let's say it's photography. You'll get photography brands reaching out to you to work with them. Now, they want you to basically work for free, basically. They may gift you the product, which you think at the beginning is great. But actually, what it's worth and the time and the effort you put in, you have to ask yourself, really, is that worth it? Let's say you get given a bag. That's one of the first things that I got given. Well, the time, the hours, the preparation, the scripting, the editing, making sure the thumbnail, the title were all correct was all down to me. So it was free publicity for them. It was a win-win, And so right at the beginning, yes, it was great to have something to talk about, have something to turn up and chat, and the excitement of getting something in the post, was fantastic. But look, if you're trying to build a business here, the best advice is to start talking about, I'm going to keep saying this on this channel, is talking about a solution you have to a problem. Now, maybe that is bags and photographies and that's your lane, then that's fine. But all I know is that if you keep making content about different types of brands, all you're doing is you're working for them for free you generate all that traffic that you've made, all the hard work, and you basically say, click the link in the description and go to, that company or go to Amazon. All that traffic that you spent, all that hours working towards collecting, you're just giving it away. Why not have that go to you? Because if you are a creator, you are a photographer, a videographer, like in this field that I am, why not create an offer of your own? Create something that basically sends your audience, to your link, to your offer, to something that they can buy from you. Because to be honest, I've never really, if I'm honest, been paid enough by a brand to make it worth my time. It pays, a bill, a certain, extra, maybe might fund another gear, which I'm, desperately trying to get away from, is buying more gear. It might, it basically is going to keep me down a path that is self-perpetuating. I'm going to keep needing to make more videos for brands, for this, and it's actually not bringing me, this is what I found, it didn't bring me in enough money to keep doing it, really. My business had stagnated. It just wasn't a really good business model. And as some of you know, I did burnout, and it became quite an issue for me because I just couldn't keep going on, couldn't keep making, more and more videos, and I became numb. I was really uninterested about the gear that I was receiving, and yeah, in the end, I had to really rethink about how I do this. Now, if you look in my description, all you'll see is how you can work with me. And that's all I do, is I help photographers and videographers go full time in this industry. That's it. That's if you watch this video, you can head to that link, and then we can possibly work together. I'm offering a service that is a solution to a painful problem that I once had, because this is something I really wanted to do once upon a time. Was I wanted to be a photographer, I wanted to be a videographer, I want to make money with my camera, I wanted creative freedom, I wanted financial freedom. And if there are things that you want, then seriously have a look at the link in the description, because maybe I can help you with that. But going back to brands, like I said, it's so important that if you are turning up on Instagram, turning up on YouTube, you need to make sure that all your hard effort, because I know I've been there. God, it has honestly been a roller coaster of 2.5 years of me being on YouTube. Like it, I've had to learn the hard way. And I had real ambitions for this channel. I wanted to reach well over 100k by the end of this year. Now I'm sitting at like just over 15k. I'm really happy with that, but that is not the goal anymore. I don't really want to grow the channel any more than I need to. I'm really happy just turning up, talking to you who are interested in wanting to turn this into a full-time career. I'm more happy, I'm more fulfilled, and genuinely, like I don't have to have this pressure from brands to to show up, make content about stuff that I'm not that interested in. It was kind of a way of means, I think I just got myself in a bit of a trap. And I think a lot of creators also get themselves in this, trap, and it can be hard, but start thinking about, how you can genuinely help people. I think that is the best way out of this, and that's how I kind of discovered it for myself, is find something that find a solution to a painful problem. As I will keep saying over and over on this channel, is become the creative CEO, become the creative problem solver, and you'll find your way out of this. Look, but I also will say, look, if a brand came to me and offered me a huge amount of money, and I felt that it would help you, my audience, then yeah, there's something to work on. But from from the offers I get these days and the way my channel is looking, I've been offered a 4-digit deal with someone recently, and I just turned it down because it's not going to help you. It's just going to help me, and that's not. I want to be more have more integrity in this channel, and I also want to talk about the things I want to talk about. I don't want to talk about something completely different that doesn't serve the channel, doesn't serve me, doesn't serve you, doesn't do any of the things that I'm trying to navigate towards. So yeah, brand deals are an interesting one. They're exciting. They're kind of, at the beginning, you're really pleased that people want to work with you. But remember, a lot of them are just using you for the audience you've built, and the audience that you've curated, I should say. But yeah, like, I don't know. Don't give people your hard-earned, audience. Like, that's yours. And you will also keep building that trust and connection with them. They're the things that are going to help you in the long run. Anyway, as always, I hope you've enjoyed again this style of video. These are much more preferred to me because I love just chatting what's on my brain at the moment, and brand deals was the one that just came up, and I get asked about that on calls, all the time. So if you want to know more, like I said, or you want to work with me, look in the description, and you'll find everything you need. Anyway, that's going to do it for this one. Thank you once again, and I'll see you in the next video.